Hello, hello, welcome to Friday Nights with Emma. I'm just chuckling because Link is doing a balancing act on Mikey's shoulders. Mikey's cameraman tonight again. Say hi to Mikey. We'll give everybody a minute to join. Give us a little thumbs up, little heart, and let us know you're there. Got my wine, got my Sauvignon Blanc. Thank you very much, Barbara. Still enjoying the same bottle. Gorgeous. Oh, here comes Link. Here comes my boy. There's my boy. Yeah.
Sue is watching.
Oh, hi, Sue. Come on. Come on then. Yes, he's a good boy. Hi, everybody. Let's give everybody a minute.
Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Caroline. Gail.
Hi, Caroline. Hi, Gail. How's everybody doing tonight?
Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Fiona.
Hi, Fiona.
Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. I got your box. I've been using it.
Christine. Good
Hi,
evening
Christine.
from Glasgow. A very wet
Yes.
Glasgow. They just had hailstorms.
Oh,
Karen.
not good. Hi, Karen. Yeah, we had a lot of rain. Right about midday today, it was absolutely chucking it down.
Karen is roughing it with champagne. Wigan. Joan.
Nice.
Judith.
Hi, Joan. Hi, Judith.
Beverly says, sorry, rugby takes precedence
Oh,
tonight.
no.
Have fun.
Completely understand.
Diamond.
Hi, Shirley.
You're Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Diana.
Oh, I need to call you, Sarah, because I was just looking at my nails. I don't think I'm going to be ready for the 12th, so I'll message you.
Anne.
We'll give somebody else my slot.
Anne.
Hi, Anne.
Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Kate.
Hi, Kate.
And Sil.
Hi, Sil. Hope you're doing well.
And your mum is on, but she didn't pop up.
Oh, hello, Mum. Yeah, so what I do tonight, kind of exciting because I haven't. Oh, hi, Dawn. Oh, you're gonna love some fabrics that I've got, Dawn.
Your Sarah says, not long till I see you.
I know.
Lori.
Hi, Laurie. Link, be good. Come on, buddy. Up or down? Come on, go. There you go. So, one of the first things I've got to show you, it's quite exciting, came in this week, because I haven't had new fabric for like ages. Got some new fabrics in, some Moda.
Sandra says, good evening. Can I ask where I can get my quilt quilted, please?
Oh yeah, me. Send it to me. Yeah, message me, and we'll have a chat. If you go on the website, there is a tab. There's a link, well, a page, rather. That's what you call it. Tells you all about the long arm quilting service that I do. There's a cost calculator in there as well, so you put down your widths and lengths in inches and it spits out a cost for you. But yeah, message me if you want to know more.
Judith.
Oh, hi, Judith.
Christine from a windy Cornwall.
So I haven't even opened it yet. This is the first time it's been opened. I'd completely forgotten about it. It's been so long. I think I ordered it and probably beginning of last year. So
Joanne and Mum Maureen.
Oh, hi, Joanne. Hi, Mum Maureen.
Sarah.
So this
Cheryl.
is all, what's this one called? This is a Moda.
Jackie says she could recommend you for long arm quilting.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
And Cheryl.
Oh, hi, Cheryl.
And your mum says, sorry, busy playing with Bitmo.
Oh, Vimto.
Vimto.
That's the foster dog.
That's the new one.
Yeah, that's a foster dog.
Valerie.
Oh, hi, Valerie. So this one's called Hello Sunshine.
Your Sarah says, do a private face live and we can have a look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will do, because they're not looking so good. I've been oiling them, but yeah, they're a bit ruff. Yeah, Hello Sunshine by Moda. This one is the rainbow in white.
Carol.
So on the website now.
Sandra from Raining Glasgow.
I love that. I love rainbows anyway, but I just think that would be such a nice, just to have a fat quarter of it to add to some plains to make a really nice baby quilt or a grown-up quilt. I know Kaylee would love this. She's 27 this year. Wow, it's my baby. And then I got this one, which is the same pattern but with a nice taupey grey background. And this one is the same thing, Hello Sunshine, and it's rainbow but cloud or cloudy. That's that one. And then this one I love. It doesn't even have to go with it's from the same collection, but it doesn't even have to go with those. it would go with so many other things. And it's my favourite. Bees on a nice, lovely, it's almost a stone. It's more of a taupey grey, but a kind of a stone pebbly colour. And that one is the Hello Sunshine, and it's bees and cloudy. Bees cloudy. So those are the 3 exciting things I wanted to show. And then I was going to show you a sneak peek of where's my here, of my Sewing Street show for next week. So I will be on Thursday the 1st. Yeah.
Lorraine from Kent, and there's also someone from Ireland, but it went too quick.
Oh, hi, Lorraine from Kent. Hi, lady from Ireland, or Quilter from Ireland, I should say, because I can't assume it's a lady. So, this is what I've got to work with. I'm going to be doing...
Rachel's watching.
Oh, hi, Rachel. I'm going to be doing American hand piecing, which you may have seen that when I did it with John. Oh, just over a year ago when he was at Crafter's Companion. I did it there. And one of the patterns is the same, but there's a new one as well. So if I start with showing you the fabrics, so they've got a couple of bundles that are going to be going with it. So one is, I'm not entirely sure how they're bundling it, but this is the one bundle. And, well, I mean, I don't know how they're bundling it. I don't know what the quantities will be. And I don't know if the white is going to be included or you'll buy that separate to these. But they're Liberty. There's 4 Liberty colours, all in blue. Really nice quilting weight cotton. Not the Tanalawn Liberty. Oh, I'll show you this one. This one's really nice. Because look how... I just like the big pattern on that. It reminds me of... the Dutch fabrics, that pattern.
Claudia and Judy.
Hi Claudia, hi Judy. So that's going to be one of them. And then the other one, this is the one that I think Dawn, I think this is going to be right up your street. And these are old Moda. So there's that one. They're all nice flowery, kind of a dusky pink and mustard theme. And a peach, nice peachy colour. I do like this mustard. I do have a thing for mustard. And then the colour they've got going with that is this nice dusky, dark dusky pink. Now, I can show you what I've been working on. And I kind of cheated. Well, I didn't kind of cheat. I did cheat. Totally cheated today. Just shh. Don't tell anybody. Because I did the pattern, but I machine sewed it for time's sake. But I will be doing the hand piecing, doing them hand pieced. Show you this one first, because this is the weather vane pattern. This is the same one that I did on John's show. So that's one, the blue colourway. So this is the Liberty fabric. That's one version, and then I did it just changing the colours around to different spaces really, so you can see how they're going to be different. And I'll be making those up into cushions. Kind of like this. So this is the same pattern, the same weather vane pattern, just completely different fabrics and colours. But you can see how just using different fabrics changes it. Oh, and then this is another one in the same pattern. This is my favourite block because this was the first ever block that I made. Not this actual one, but the pattern, the block pattern is the first one that I ever made. So it's kind of sentimental. So there's those. And then this is, I'm going to redo this one because I'm not entirely happy with the way the colours turned out on this one. But this is a similar weather vane, but with a windmill inside. So it's weather vane windmill, or windmill weather vane. And what you'll be able to get are...
Joanne says, loved your last show. Think I did well with the ironing. Hope I was well fed.
He was. You
that's
were.
Debatable.
You don't listen to him. He had snacks all morning because I made sure to bring snacks so that he was fed while we were there. And then he got a nice big Subway sandwich afterwards as well.
2.5 hours after.
Only because you chose to save it.
Anyway. Debbie says that's a beautiful block.
Oh, thank you. So, but you'll be able to get the instructions.
And Sue said, thank you for the tip of taping backing to the floor.
Oh.
It worked perfectly.
Oh, yay. Good. Yeah. See, I always did that when I hand quilted it and I had to baste them up. Yeah.
Lori says they're all pretty, but she loves that bright pink.
It is a nice one. I'm going to redo that one. You'll see on the day, because I'm going to start it tonight.
And Claudia says, sorry I was late. Is this for a quilt?
Oh, Claudia, no, this is a sneak peek at my show on Sewing Street for next Thursday. So I just went through, there's a couple of fabric bundles, a Liberty bundle in blue and a Moda bundle in pink. And then you'll be able to buy the patterns as well. So these are my patterns. You won't get cheap paper versions like these are. These are just ones that I printed off myself. You'll have nice glossy, proper pucker instructions. And then you'll have the templates inside to do the hand piecing. So this is for hand piecing. You will also be able to buy template plastic, which is what I'll be demonstrating on the show, to make your templates out of. However, if you want to make it really easy for yourself, all of the templates, all the shapes that are in the patterns are included in the acrylic set that I sell online on my website. So if you want to make it really quick and easy, just grab yourself some of those. They won't be available on Sewing Street, but you can get them from my website. And if I show you, so on the templates where it has, each template has a letter. If you buy the set, ignore these because these are this is my set that the chap made me, like my original, like, what do they call it? Draft set, basically. Practice set. But all the letters that are engraved on the actual shapes correspond to the letters that are on the pattern.
Deborah says, love the pattern too.
Oh, thanks.
Jeanette says, looking forward to next Thursday now. And Christine says, how long does Sewing Street give you to do your piece for the show? And Joanne says, prototype.
Oh, prototype, thank you. That's the one. That's the word I was looking for. It depends. Sometimes it depends what I'm on. So last time, I actually had quite a while to get ready for last one's show. I had maybe about 2 or 3 weeks. So that's why I was able to get that whole top basically made. And then the other one demonstrated. These, I think I got these beginning of last week. Oh, no, I picked them up, didn't I? I picked them up when we were there. So I've only had these for a little while.
Tina is watching.
Actually, I have been busy quilting quilts, so that's why I thought, for efficiency, these are going to be made into cushions. But these I will. The next one I will. Where's my... I thought I had a pair of scissors. Oh, they're hiding underneath. I have those. So when you cut your template plastic, make sure you don't use fabric scissors. When they sent me, it was grids. I imagine you'll be able to buy the gridded one, which I like for these. If you're doing applique, the ones without a grid is nicer because it's just plain, so you can really see your shapes. I'll just give this a quick cut.
Lori asked if I enjoyed chatting to John. I did. It was neat to meet him.
Yeah.
Of course, not much time because it's all go.
Yeah, that's one thing Michael was surprised because he was surprised. John gets to the studio for 6, so at least 2 hours before he goes on. And so he has a couple of hours in the morning to chat with the producers and get ready for the show and discuss what they're going to do, and go through each hour, including with the guests. So they go through the show with me, like, what are we doing, what are you going to talk about, blah blah blah, and he does that for everybody. And then literally once 8 o'clock hits and he is on until the very end. And then at the top of each hour there's maybe a 2-minute break when they show the bits in between, the recorded bits in between. where he has a chance to go and grab a drink, run to the loo if he needs to, anything like that. And so Michael was surprised, like, it's a full day. I'm like, yeah, he works hard. It's full on.
I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but it's Miss Flynn from Ireland says, love watching your demo. So clear to understand. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
I do apologize, but I'm not sure I know how to pronounce that first name.
Spell it out for me, maybe I can.
Niamh.
Neve?
Neve?
I'm pretty sure it's Neve.
Neve.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Yeah. I love an Irish first name. When I worked at the bank when I was at university in America, we had one of our customers, and her name was Siobhan. And the first time I waited on her, we were always told, always greet, you know, once you see what the person's first name is, greet them by the first name and say hello. And she was so surprised when I said her first name correctly the very first time I met her. She was like, oh my God, nobody has ever done that correctly. I'm like, yeah. It's, yeah.
Yes. Lorraine says, yep, Neve.
Good. Okay. Oh, yeah, so what am I showing you? So, these are the templates, all the templates for, let's see, the weather vane. Now you can, if you get the acrylic templates, you won't get one that looks like this, but you will get a triangle and a rectangle that you can put together. Just put a little bit of tape across them. Where did I hide them? Here we go. You'll get the rectangle and the triangle that fits on the top. Just put a little bit of tape to put them, hold them together while you're drawing out your fabric. But I've just done it all in one. If you have the template plastic...
That's a home plate.
Okay. It's like that, isn't it?
Well, it depends. Yes. Well, it depends on how you look at it, yeah.
Okay. Or... you've got plenty of plastic, you can do both. Because you will need the triangle for the weather vane windmill.
Diane is watching.
Oh, hi Diane. But I also was going to show you. So when you use your template plastic, don't worry that you're wasting anything, because always save your shapes. Because I've got one here. This is my bag of template shapes. Now these have been well used. Some of these in here are at least 20 years old. So I've kept them all. And if you ever want to do any more hand piecing, so for instance, that's a quite common one. That's the 2.5, that's a 2-inch square that I just cut out, roughly. I don't think I cut it out very accurately, or I've used it a lot. It's kind of shrunk. So you will use them again. This is my original heart from when I made Kaylee's. I haven't shown you that one because it's with Kaylee and I haven't had a chance to get it away from her. But her second big quilt, or her second quilt, her first big quilt. So that is definitely at least 20 years old.
And Claudia says, you're showing your last quilt for the show just gone made me tune in extra early to pre-order. And I think both sold out. How many others bought it as well that watch you on Fridays?
Good question. Yeah, it was, the butterflies were definitely popular. And it was, oh, I've lost them. That's okay, I'll get it. You got it? It slipped down. Cool, thanks. Yeah, and that was a popular one.
I apologize about the camera work, but I'm tethered to a power socket.
Yeah, it wasn't charging. My phone wasn't charging. I don't know. So.
Sue said she got it.
Cool.
And Christine says, hello from Cornwall. Thank you for your demo during the week.
Oh, yay. Oh, I'll put that back in again in a minute. Oh, this is nice, quite thick template plastic, which is the other thing I was going to comment on. So that is from the Sewing Street. And I'm actually going to close aside for now.
And Karen says, sadly, she missed out on the butterflies.
Oh, no.
And Joanne says, assume the camera work was due to leak being held.
Oh,
No,
it's gone now.
No, it's not. It's literally, I have like a 3-inch cord to a socket.
He's tethered. It's a little bit longer than that, but yeah. So this one, I do like it, but I think it would look better with the fabrics arranged differently. So I'm going to change, I'm going to do the same block, but I'm going to change it around. I'm going to have the dark pink where the white and the flowers are. So that's quite striking. And I'm going to put the white and the flowers around the outside of the background. And I'm going to have the peach instead of the mustard, and then the mustard instead of the peach. So it's just those 4 fabrics I'm going to switch around. I'm going to keep the dark pink in the corners.
Diana also missed it.
Oh, sorry, it was a popular one. I think because they had the quilt up hanging early as well, I think a lot of people checked them out quite early, like before I even came on. Right. This is how we. Oh, let me swap this in. This is not so wrinkled. So this is what you're going to want to do. Don't worry, I'll be showing this next Thursday as well. Where's my pen? That's the right one. That's the one. Okay, so these are the templates that I need. It's just those 3. So a big triangle, the square, and the little triangle. And it's basically all you're making are flying geese units and half square triangles for this block. It looks more complicated than it is, trust me. So I'm going to cheat and use these. So I need that. And I can't see the small triangle, so I'll use. Where did I just put those? Oh, here we go. I'll use a small triangle from here. I think I can find it. There it is. So for this one, I'm going to need 4. Now, when you're cutting them out, because the templates are made, the actual block size, so the unit size, so there's no seam allowances included in the templates. You got to make sure when you draw them out, and I'm doing using it on my multi-mat and then my sandpaper, you got to make sure to leave enough room in between each shape to get your seam allowances in.
Joanne says it will be good to see both versions of the block so people can see how placement can really make the same block look different. Now, if I had actually hand-pieced those instead of machining them like I did, and I cheated, sorry. The step that I do before I sew anything together is I lay all my pieces out to recreate the block to see what it looks like before I proceed. I think I would have caught it then. I'm like, ooh, I'm not so sure about this, and I would have changed it up then. But hey. There's a little bit more in between each of these that I need. You need at least a ½ inch of gap in between each of your shapes, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm leaving quite a generous gap here. Joanne says it still looks lovely.
Thank you. But even though I'm leaving quite a big gap, I always find that hand piecing, and that's how I've got my 4 squares drawn out, so I've got a gap. So they're not too close to the edge. They're not too close to the selvage edge, so I won't include that in there. And I always, rather than cutting everything out all at once, I just leave it on the fabric, just marked, and then I cut it out of the fabric when I need to use it, because that way I know I'm not going to lose anything.
Sarah says I was working on the weather vane block earlier. This is so relaxing. Nice.
Oh, which reminds me, it was on my list of things to do today, was to send you the letters for those 2 new blocks. Sarah's doing some pattern testing for me on these for some new blocks. But I forgot when I printed them out that when I print them out, the letters don't always correspond to the letters that are assigned to the acrylics. So I always have to change them. Okay, I'll show you how I'm doing my triangles. So I tried to keep where the fabric would normally be squared. So if I was cutting it out with a rotary cutter, my corners are with the grain, and then my hypotenuse of my triangle is going along the bias. That's what I want to say. And so I find by nesting my triangles like that, it's also minimum waste. So you're not, everything's sort of ordered.
Barbara is watching.
Oh, hi Barbara, how you doing?
And Sarah says, fantastic. It's half term, so hopefully plenty of time.
Yay, oh, good, good, good. So I will definitely, Michael, remind me. I need to send those letters to
Send those
Sarah.
letters to
Yeah,
Sarah.
that doesn't help me. That doesn't help me now. Oh yeah, I was gonna. So today actually did go well. I do have kind of a story about today. So I think I'll just go what my third thing was. So first off, didn't start well. Today did not start well. So last night I made us spicy shrimp, like spicy shrimp stir fry and some rice.
It was spicy.
It was tasty though. I liked it. Yeah, he's not so sure. I liked it, but I had the packets had mild peppers. Those long skinny red peppers. We got them on special from Lidl. I thought, oh, I'll try that for a change. So I did them out, and I thought, oh, make sure you wash your hands really well. Apparently I hadn't washed my hands quite so well, because the first thing I did when I woke up this morning, not even fully awake, still in bed, rubbed my eye, got hot pepper juice in my eye. That wasn't fun. Had to jump up. Thankfully, yeah, my eye wash was actually already out on the basin because I'd used it earlier in the week. That's another story about my contact lens that, yeah.
Chris Whitty would be crying.
He would. He would.
Karen says, are these cut lines or sewing lines?
These are sewing lines. Sewing lines. So I've left a gap in between all of them. I'm going to cut some out now. I wouldn't normally cut them out at this point. I usually wait to cut them out until I'm ready for them. But you have to make sure you've got at least 1/4 inch seam allowance around each one. So 1/2 inch in between each draw line, at least. And I have it on good authority from Dawn. So Dawn was not sure about hand sewing. And when she started hand sewing, she was like, why are we doing this by hand? It's so much quicker on the machine. Why do I need to know hand sewing? And now she loves it. I love both ways. I love hand sewing because, and this is my little hand sewing project tin, which has got my hexes in for my coat. I love that I can mark out, oh, here's a good example of how I mark out my shapes. So these are all the shapes I need for one double hexie flower. So I've got my center, so my hexie marked on the back. And then the next set, I've got a set of 6 hexies for the next around. So I've got all my hexies there together that I need. And then these are my 12 that go all the way around the outside. So you can see that's how I keep them. That's how I store them, so that I'm not losing any. I just keep it all together like that, folded, so that when I need it, I can just cut them out and use them.
Miller says, sorry, got to go. We'll look forward to seeing you on Sewing Street Thursday.
See you Thursday. Bye, Valerie.
And Lori says, why not make the templates with the 1/4 inch cutting line on?
Because you want to sew when you're doing the hand piecing, and I will show it on Thursday. I have shown it on a Friday night before, I can show you on here maybe. You need that line because that's your sew line. And I mean, I could make how the templates made that are just 1/4 inch thick. So you've got the inside and the outside. But really, I just find that too much hassle. Why would I want to draw 2 lines when I can just eyeball 1/2 inch in between? Because I'm going to trim these seams down anyway once I've sewn them. So the more important line for me is that sew line, because that's what you really need to make sure that you're sewing along on both sides in order to make your block accurate. So everything else you don't really need. And yeah, I like less faff.
Jeanette says, I like hand sewing as well. Espresso EPP.
Oh yeah, see, I've never actually tried EPP. I'm not sure I would like the papers inside and the having to fold and prepare the papers. I find this quicker, and then you don't have to worry. Once it's pressed, you can really handle it just like a machine pieced block, because you can. What I've done before, especially with blocks like this, is I've made the blocks and then made the blocks by hand and then sewn them all together on the machine because it's such long seams. But yeah, but this is my go-to, take with me in the car when I've got a few minutes. I've got my thread, I've got my thimble, I've got my needles and my pins, I've got a pair of scissors in here, usually small pair of scissors.
Belinda is watching.
Oh, hi Belinda.
And Judith asks, is that a back stitch or a running stitch?
It's a running stitch, but I will show it again on Thursday when I'm on Sewing Street. It's a running stitch, but I start and stop with a running back stitch, if that makes sense.
Laurie says, thanks for the explanation.
Yeah.
Dawn says, I love it. I definitely need a box like yours.
This is like this. I was spoiled. This was given to me, so yeah, I'm very happy with that. And I put an elastic band around it only because all the sides fold out, so you can really open it up. But
Barbara says she loves hand sewing. Karen says, I love a bit of hand sewing. Always take it on holiday with me. I'm busy with embroidery at the moment.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and I like it. I can often do it in front of the telly. When we used to be able to meet, do quilting groups, I used to like to take it to quilting group or do a hand quilting project, because then it's nice to talk to the person in front of you. You don't have a big machine sat in between and then the noise. So anyway, that's that.
2034. Don't worry. We'll be there again.
One day. Oh, but the other thing I was going to say, these instructions are just for the block. So they're just going to be like a couple of pages just for the block. There's also a more detailed booklet, instruction booklet, are all about how to do American hand piecing. And that will be for sale on Sewing Street as well. So you need that as well as the blocks to go with it, basically, because that main booklet tells you all the steps you need to do the American hand piecing.
Lorraine says, I've only just learned how to do EPP, but we'll be looking forward to Thursday and we'll have a go. And then Jeanette says, can't you tell my hands aren't working? Meant especially not espresso.
Oh. Cool. Well, ask Sarah as well, because Sarah is a convert. And I think Sarah did EPP before. But yeah, she's also getting into it. It's a hand piecing revolution. What are you doing? What? What?
Nothing. You'll be having the police out in droves to crack down.
Oh.
Christine says, when I worked for a tailor, I had to sew so many stitches per inch.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I try and do that with the quilting, although it's not always.
And Sarah said, I had a go at EPP, but only do American piecing now.
Nice. I have a convert. Oh, I'll also be teaching the American this class at the Festival of Quilts. So it will be on the Thursday morning and on the Sunday morning. I'll be teaching this class.
When is that again?
The 29th. So the Thursday is the 29th. That will be one of the days for hand piecing.
There's many Thursday 29th. What
month?
Oh,
29th of July. Sorry. And yeah, 29th through the 1st. So it will be the 29th and the 1st that I'll be doing the American hand piecing. And then on the Saturday, July, that's 31st. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, 31st. Still have to do that. All day will be the tessellation quilt, which I don't think I've got out at the minute. It's in a box. So if you remember me doing the tessellation quilt, I'll be teaching that on the Saturday, which is an all-day class, which requires hand quilting and a lot of cutting. But you can do your own tessellation, or you can do the bird, which is what I did. So you can either use that pattern or make your own. There we go. Let's see what else. Yeah, time to. Oh, it's getting there. Yeah, sorry, it's just been a bit boring. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, then I'd tell you the rest of my morning. Yeah, so that was beginning in the morning was the hot pepper sauce in my eye. And then I was drinking my first cup of tea and managed to slip my cup and spill all my tea down me and my dressing gown and my pajamas. So that was the two things. I think the third was I was waiting all day for a delivery, which never came. So that is going to be my third because I don't want a third thing to happen. That's that.
Surprisingly, I wasn't the cause of any of them. I still get blamed though.
Yeah, well, we don't overlap in the mornings. We purposely, our mornings don't overlap. So Michael gets up quite early and is used to be out of the house before I got up in the morning because we don't do mornings together very well. Now we overlap by about 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, we mainly overlap due to we have to give Monty his pill.
Yes. So.
Yes.
Most of your stuff is already done, and you've already got my tea on to brew by the time I'm downstairs, which also helps, grease the wheels.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we don't do mornings.
Don't do mornings together. We never have.
No, I like my routine in the morning.
Yeah, me too.
Jeanette says, often have days like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yes. And then I need... Oh, I'll show you another way of doing triangles. These are going to be slightly bigger triangles. I really like this fabric. This fabric is, I'll tell you what it is. It's Moda, and it is Folktale by Leela Boutique. And it has little quotes on it by E.B. White. That's about the spider, isn't it?
Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web, that's it. Always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. That's what it says on the fabric, on the selvage rather. Oh, that would be a nice selvage, wouldn't it? To save if you do selvage quilts.
And Karen says our house sounds like hers. I like an hour to myself before Alan gets up.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we're not going to be able to retire, so it don't matter. But I don't know what's going to happen.
Nobody will. We'll be paying for this for decades.
Such the optimist. You have to admit, our neighbour, chap next door, he retired last year, just as we were going into lockdown, which was already planned anyway. So I have often wondered how they're doing this year now he's at home all the time. I have seen her go out for a lot more walks on her own.
And Dawn says, I was just going to say, wait till you retire. And Anne says, does Sewing Street tell you what you need to demo, or do you have complete control over what you make with the fabrics you are sent?
Oh, no, I get a brief. So they send me a brief every time, along with the fabrics and all the kits, and they'll tell me what to make out of which bundle they want me to do and which one to demonstrate on. And but otherwise, when I'm actually there on the day of the show, what I want to show and how to demonstrate it, that's entirely up to me.
And Diane says, I'm always up before everyone else, just love the peace and quiet in the morning. I agree. There's nothing better than listening to the earth wake up.
Yeah, as somebody runs the water 10 times.
Well, I got chores to do. And unlike, Dawn says it's testing, that's all I say. And Belinda says it's not easy. Yes, I'm usually the first one up and the last one.
Not always.
Not always, but I think we believe more in naps during the afternoon.
Well, I'm not sure we believe in naps, but we certainly won't turn one down if one comes along.
I think naps are underrated.
I always feel a little bit bad because my nan and granddad never took a nap in the afternoon.
They didn't know what they were missing. You don't know that, actually, to be 100%. Your nan and your granddad both fell asleep in the chair during the afternoon.
I don't know. My nan definitely did towards the end. Definitely. She'd definitely be nodding off. But she had a really comfy chair as well.
She did. Jackie says you'll be fine. Different hobbies make for a perfect time feeling.
It's true.
And says, I'm an owl, not a lark.
Oh.
And Marie says it's all about the give and the take. And Karen says, naps. Oh no, I feel awful. I sleep in a chair. No, not I. A chair is not christened unless I fall asleep in it.
No.
And to be fair, then the cats usually sleep.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah.
And Sue says naps have been proven to be good for you. I think they are. Yeah. I think
well,
it's...
That's what the Spanish do, right?
Yeah, well, that's because of the heat, isn't it? Or something like that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but they do also work late. I have worked over there. And, they'll work into the evening.
Well, that's because they take...
a lot of time in the afternoon.
Time off in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And Diamond says, do I do all the chores? I get up first, do all the chores, and run for the hills when her husband gets up before he destroys the piece and makes the mess.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant does Michael do all the chores? That's why.
No, to be fair, we're 50-50 on the chores. Well, it's really more 70-30.
Yeah.
Yeah, my way.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What about the garden? And the sheets?
That's not a chore.
And the laundry?
And what about the cat litter, the cat food, the cat bowl, the hoovering?
Hoovering?
The bins, the...
Sorry, guys. You're witnessing a domestic.
Caroline, nothing wrong with a nanny nap. And Claudia says, I'm from Europe, and I do have a nap every day with Fifi, the best part after my lunch.
Yeah, it is nice.
And Joanne says, you need to balance nap length for optimum length, not too long or too short. That is correct, because there are some naps that go into overtime.
Yeah, we usually, sometimes it's been a couple of hours, especially on a Saturday afternoon after a busy morning.
Oh, and I'm jealous now. Gail says her daughter has a nap room at work. She lives in Sweden. Oh. And Sweden didn't do a lockdown. More and more reason to visit Sweden.
I've been to Sweden.
And your mom says, I saw that look. And Anne says, no domestic. Sue says, children, please. Jackie says, we all need to move to Sweden.
Yeah.
Edge
Oh,
Karen
okay.
says, sorry to me. I don't think you can count cat chores as chores.
Thank you.
You can when you're the only one who's done it for the last 20
Oh,
years.
really?
I think you've maybe changed cat litter a
That's
week.
because I'd happily let them frolic outside and
No,
do it in the neighbour's garden.
no, that's not right. Diane says one-upmanship. And Joanne says there's a difference between what one person sees as a chore and just something that needs to be done. That's fair. That's true.
Yeah, we get on.
I think
We were a balance.
I think the chore is the Americanism, the slang for work, for tasks that need to be accomplished.
Yeah. Oh, I can show you a little bit of sewing now.
Just like the office is the gulag.
Your offices are nice.
Oh, it's dreary.
Oh, the people are nice.
The people are nice. The office is dreary.
Okay. This isn't sewing. So we'll have to admit, I have been sewing with.
Joanne says, I think you can tell how long we and you have been in lockdown. Yeah, that much is true.
Yeah, although our lives haven't changed, well, that much. The second time
They
it was
have
locked down.
they have a little bit.
Not since I've been back at work. It's been pretty similar. Because we never go out much anyway.
No, I think you'll find we probably did more sort of
We
little
did do some outings
than we're allowed to now.
Yeah, that is true.
Right now, the only outing we do is to the supermarket. Lori says her husband always said we both make the mess and it's made for both of us, so we can both clean it up. More time for fun then.
Yay.
He was great. He loved gardening, and I did the pointing.
That's Michael's job.
Yes, it is. Well, I'm not the gardener. Am I? I'm not the gardener. I don't mind enjoying the garden, i.e. chair, pint, nap, and the bees and the butterflies.
Well, you have more of those next year because of the lavender.
But the actual physical work, oh, no.
Okay, let me show you some sewing. Let's finally get to some sewing.
Lorraine said, I went for a nap at 4 p.m. on Tuesday, told Hubs to wake me at 6-ish. Didn't wake up till 7 a.m. Wednesday.
Oh, well, that's good. That would be good for you.
And Karen says, well, we now got Lightning and Wigan just to break up the domestics. Joanne says, we both work from home, but like you guys, we did used to go out. And Karen says, and just to put this in context, Alan just asked where his chalk ice is. I'm busy washing up. Oh, that's the other. I do the washing up, but you do the cooking
and the meal planning.
Well, that's because you have the brain and you're the boss. It's tough being the boss. That's why I don't want to be the boss.
Anyway, so yes, as I said, I've been sewing with hand quilting thread. Only because if you use regular thread, I find, especially like the Aurifil 50, which I only use for machine piecing.
Somebody's having a chalk ice.
Okay, Belly. Now you made Belly jealous.
Joanne says very diplomatic.
It's where the needle is, the eye of the needle frays the thread so you can snap through it. So you do have to be careful to keep moving your thread around the eye or past the eye so that it's not wearing on the same piece of thread, but using hand quilting helps prevent that as well. Hand quilting thread. Now I've got it pinned on one side all the way through to where my line is. Now I'm going to go through the corner because I'm going to sew across this long edge. Go into that corner. Go into that corner so that everything lines up well.
And Lorraine says, love you too. You both make me smile.
Oh, bless. Yeah, we're all interested. We love each other, really. We do say that at some point. Maybe it's when we retire, we'll all turn into spy versus spy, because we do like to trick each other.
Would they know Spy versus Spy?
I think
Did
so.
you have Mad over here?
No, but I think...
Is that...
I'm sure I remember it from when I was little. I'm sure I've seen it, the white spy and the black spy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I've done there, I've done just like my pin. So I've gone through the sewing line on this side, through to that side. So everything is all lined up. And then I'm going to hold this with I use my middle finger and my thumb. Just holding the fabrics in my thumb. And I'm going to pull my needle and my thread all the way through. It's all the way through. So the only thing holding that fabric together is my finger and thumb.
Jeanette asked, do you have hand quilting thread on your website?
I think I do. I should. I do. I think I have this one, which is the Coates and Clark Dual Duty. I think this is one of them in the cream colour. So it will be on there.
And Claudia says, I lived on my own for many years, many advantages that brings, but I miss the sort of bantering. Makes me smile.
Okay, so I started
And Lorraine
sewing.
asks, do we have hedgehogs in the USA? No.
No, only as pets. People do keep them as pets. But no, they have porcupines.
Yes. But not hedgehogs,
Yeah,
other than pets.
I've seen a porcupine.
Hey. Yeah, they have to import the hedgehogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, for pets.
Yeah. So this is what I've done. So I've sewn towards the corner, basically. And then I'm going to stop there and I'm going to pull that through. So I've only got about a 1/2 inch tail. Now I'm going to start sewing in the opposite direction. And that is what I call my running back stitch. So that means I don't have to make a knot. I don't have to do anything to keep that thread in place, because that running back stitch does it all for me. And then when I sew, I just make sure that that needle is going through both sew lines on each side. If it's not quite aligned, just rub your fabric with between your fingers to align that. Thanks, Link. To align that line up again. And then I'll just do a few running stitches. Pull it through so it's snug. Link, you're not helping.
It's sort of like when you get to a murder mystery and they're about to say who the murderer is, and then somebody shuts the telly off.
Yeah, so I've pulled it through. Now when I start again, I'm going to start a little back stitch. So my needle is just behind where my thread came out. So if you do that... Oh, and now I'm sewing the wrong bit anyway. Darn it. Is that right? Oh, no, that's right. Sorry. It's a straight edge on this triangle, but it's the long edge on that triangle. So I was looking at the wrong triangle.
Lorraine says, running back stitch, like it.
Yeah.
And Diamond and Jeanette both say hi to Link.
So if you do that little back stitch, do sort of a needle full of running stitches, pull it through, do a back stitch all along your work. That helps to anchor your running stitch, basically, because otherwise you can just pull a thread and it pulls it tight. With that back stitch, it helps to, what do I want to say, what's the word? Security? Sturdiness?
Christine says every day is a school day. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you see it again on Thursday, if you watch on Thursday.
And Diane says, at least we saw the good end of Link.
Yes. Because usually it's not.
Joanne says anchor.
Anchor, yes, thank you. That's the word. Thanks, Joanne.
Anne also says anchor. Yeah. Sue says stabilize.
Yes, that too. Thank you. So I'm just doing the running stitch all the way up to the corner, making sure my corners are all well aligned. So just like that. And then I'm gonna, this is where having a thimble also, I don't know if Sarah, did you ever get around to, I mean, the hang of using a thimble? Because the first time, my first block, I did it all completely without one. But you soon learn that your finger gets really sore pushing that needle through. So you kind of have to get used to using a thimble of some kind. It doesn't have to be one like this. It's whatever you get along with. There. So that's what it ends up looking like. So running back stitch on both sides, little back stitches in the middle, and then I'm just eyeballing a 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Karen says still can't get used to the thimble. And Sarah says I got on better with sticky pads on my finger.
Yeah, it's whatever you get used to, so long as you've got something to protect your finger when you're pushing that needle through, because it certainly...
Caroline asks, what size needle are you using?
I am using, I can tell you, I tend to use sharps when I'm sewing. These are size 9. Size 9 sharps. I think these are the ones I have online. But I like sharps, and I like sharps to quilt with as well when I'm doing my actual quilting, because they're longer than a between. A between, which is what you're supposed to use for quilting, is shorter than this, and I just can't grab it. I just can't get enough stitches on it. I just tend to like a sharp for everything. And I find that the holes aren't too bad on these. I can get away with using a quilting thread, it's a little bit thicker on these size 9 sharps. You do kind of have to catch the thread correctly. So when I cut my thread to put through a needle, cut it at an angle, and it will just make that thread ever so slightly sharp, slanted on one end, so it's easier to thread the needle like that. And if you're having trouble threading the needle through one side of the hole, just flip the needle around and try it through the other side of the eye. Rather than hole.
Lauren says she tried a thimble with no luck. Now use a thimble pad.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
Karen also says she does not like short needles either. Can't get a hold of them.
No, they're too fiddly. Life's too short.
And Diane says she uses Sharp's 10 for hand quilting.
Yeah. It's whatever works well for you.
And Judith says that's a good tip. Never seen that before.
Yeah, the reason for the eye, if you can't get it through one side, flip it around to do the other. That's because when they make them, they're punched. Pardon me. So the eye is naturally fatter on one side than on the other. Imperceptibly, but yeah. I'll link. Okay, here we go. Starting this. So I'm going to start this end. And the other thing I really like about hand piecing is that it makes it really accurate, so you don't have to worry about your points not matching, because you have really total control over it.
Anne says she likes MA short needle to hand sew my binding. And Diamond says I hand sew away from myself, so I don't use my fingers to push, if that makes sense.
I don't think I can picture that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she pulls the needle through rather than push.
Oh.
Yeah, because you're sewing towards yourself.
Yeah.
If you were to flip it around, you would be pulling the needle through.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And actually, that's a rule of thumb. You never work towards yourself, do you?
Yes, dear.
As we have a trip to the Albany emergency room.
Yeah, not for me, though.
No, for me.
Well, that was actually another funny thing.
That's another story.
That's another story. So Michael had some new. He was working on some plastic figures, weren't you?
Metal, I think.
Metal, and he was shaving the excess bits from the metal. And he just bought some new little scalpel blades, new toys, and I could hear it coming, because every few minutes I heard a ow, and then there'd be another ow, and then there was an almighty ow, and yeah, a sliced finger.
Joanne says rule of thumb, and Claudia says I have calluses on my ring finger.
Oh.
Almost like a guitar player from sewing by hand and lots of stitching, because I don't work too well with thimbles.
Yeah. When I hand quilt my middle finger and my digit, what do you call that? Pointer finger?
Index finger.
Index finger, that's the one. Thank you. Always get calloused from being underneath. Cool. Well, I think that's going to be it for tonight, because that's pretty much it. You're going to be seeing most of the rest on. I'll put some pictures up, so I should have this done before the weekend anyway, so you can see the other colourway of this one. See how it changes, and then I'll make those into cushions. One other thing I want to show you before I go, so there will be more of these blocks coming on Sewing Street, and this is one of them. Not this time around, but probably next time I do it. And this is the floor tile. This is one of the ones that I'm going to be on.
Yeah, I like that.
Like that, yeah.
It's very Art Deco-y.
Yeah, but again, using different colours in different places makes it look completely different. So.
And Karen says yes, she has a calloused middle finger.
Yeah.
And Karen says, ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was from one of my Quilt Guild challenges. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for bearing with us tonight. It was a bit of a expose on the internal life workings of the Bradford Hazard clan.
A little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah. So, have a good weekend. Stay safe. And I will see you Thursday or next Friday. So, take care. Bye.
Good night, all.
Cheers.